Hey guys, it's Angel, and welcome back to the channel. And today's a very special day because yes, that is the Cessna 206 on floats. This is Sal's 206, the freeware 206 that is out for the sim. And it now comes with amphibious floats, or will soon. This is a beta version. Now, the beta update includes, obviously, an amphib. Includes a bunch of other stuff too. Huge updates to avionics, we'll take a look at some of that. And some texture updates inside too. So without further ado, let's get in this thing, shall we? Because I can't stand to see it floating. Obviously, we'll start spinning around because it's a sim. But the new cockpit textures on the panel and the glare shield looking quite nice here. I must say it adds a huge amount of detail to the upfront experience. To me, that is absolutely significant. And floats. Love them. Now, these were donated by Bagaloo, of course, the guy who made the floating 172. Tail dragger and bush mods for that as well, so fantastic. Now, avionics are avionics, right? Let's take a look at the tablet. Usual stuff. Of course, we have to have Captain Whiskers on board with us. He's important. He's our navigator. I give you the avionics. Don't want the avionics at all? Oh no, just radios. Do you want 530s? Do you want just a 430? Do you want a G3X? I want this, but I don't like this and this, so... look at that. But you know what? I think I'd also like to have a... I'd like a 532. Oh, I can't have one. I can have a 430, though. I can have two of them as well. Look at that. Crazy, huh? Oh, another ADF and DME. Is there any room for the DME? There is. There we go. Down there. We could just completely customize this, save things as presets, everything we want. Fantastic, right? Absolutely love this. Okay. Without further ado, we'll get ourselves set up to get ourselves going today. Water rudder's down there, so we'll put those extended. Mixture is... We're heading up to Blind Channel. A little short flight today, but I just want to test this thing out. Give her some kicks. And see how she fares. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. There we go. Everything else turning on as it should be. Obviously, the parking brake doesn't do much. But apparently it stops us on the water. Acting as an anchor too. Holding us in position, which is kind of useful for float planes. But this will take us out into the channel here a little bit. Let's get my head turned on here. Look at this beauty. A 206 on floats. Amphibious floats, of course. The water rudder's down there. Oh, it's been so long since I've seen one of these. I love this thing so much. Alright, put that controller down. Now, of course, the sim can get a bit weird on water, so I'm not expecting it to be perfect, but... Well, there's a lot to compare these things against, so... Notch 1 flaps. Okay, looking good there. Once our GPS is actually connected to some satellites, we'll start thinking about heading out of here. And first... Those should be... retracted. They are indeed. Okay, so... Once... That doesn't feel very retracted. Oh, they are. They're just partially in the water anyway, because it sits a bit lower the tail. Are you acquiring enough satellites? Get more any satellites, I'll call you Elon Musk. There we go. Of course, we have the fold down as position as you wish. Glare visors. And we have everything we need here. And of course it's forgotten everything, so it does this for some reason. I'll just, because it's changing out the unit, so I think it forgets the actual details. CAG 9 we need. Should be nice and easy for us. CAG 9. Surge narrows, nice and easy. 11 miles, not far at all. Let's get moving, shall we? I'm expecting a bit of hop from this. Yeah, there we go. Trying to encourage it onto the step, but it just does that same skip and hop that a lot of sim float planes do, as we just prise it away from the water. Make sure this is turned on. Okay, looking good. Pull the RPM back a little bit. Nice and easy. She definitely feels a little heavy on the floats so far, but that's okay. Running pretty average weight on the aircraft, so not a big problem for us. But here she is. The 206 herself, and it's a gorgeous seaplane. Because it's a practical float plane. You know, we can carry a reasonable payload of this thing and actually operate from the water. I put these up with the beavers, really, in terms of practicality. Okay. We're operating just north of Campbell River, which is over that way. Of course, the famous seaplane base. North of the Sands up here. And it should be just across these lowlands here. Will drop us into Surge Narrows. And from there, we'll head on to Blind Channel. Not very far again, another 10 minutes. Just a couple of little hops today, just to really test her out and see how she fares. Yeah, the hopping and bobbling, again, this is a beta version, so there's changes to be made. Getting the float physics right is hard. Some have done it, very few have. Big Radial's Goose is still one of the best. The Beaver's not bad, but it's a fight. It seems like it really is a struggle sometimes to get these to behave themselves. But this is a real sim experience I've missed for a long time. Flying an Amphib 206 through Canada. And wow, to be able to do this in 2020 and the gorgeous scenery we get from it is fantastic. I can only wait for 2024 and see what that's going to be like for us. Cannot wait. Even just a simple thing like this gives me a lot of joy. Hopefully one day I'll be able to actually operate from my little virtual home base of old. Not the current one, not Angel's Lookout, but Campbell Island. Bella Bella. Not far from here, actually. That's my sim home of ages in the FSX days. 3 minutes away here. About 7 nautical miles. So I have noticed the trail ropes, the throttle attenuated apparently. Because they throttle up, they go back, and if they throttle down, they hang pretty low. Now they'll be blown pretty much all the way back anyway, just with the airflow of the wings, so I was not sure if that's something that we can control, but it's cool to see it actually go backwards with speed, but it is connected to the throttle, it seems. Now the 206 is great because it has got a lot of power under the hood, so it makes for a good amphib. Of course, you want to be operating on more sturdy runways. You don't want to be on dirt or anything too soft or bumpy. The amphib gear is not super duper strong. We should be just in here around the corner. So we'll start to drop our nose down here a little bit and descend. Pull some power. Flight-wise, she's handling perfectly. The actual in-flight dynamics with the floats on there, it feels about right compared to the wheeled and tundra versions, but obviously the float physics are going to be the important part, and the skipping thing is just a par for the course, unfortunately, with a lot of float planes in this sim. I hate it, but it's one of those things. It's annoying, because even when you actually put yourself in the right position to be ploughing or coming up onto the step, it doesn't quite get it right. Some do. Like I said, the Beaver, the Big Radial's Goose, they both do it. A couple of the seaplanes, but it's, I think, to do with hull versus floats. The aircraft that actually have a hull tend to do better when it comes to float physics than pontoon boats like this. Alright, dropping down here. I think we're on the far side of this bit of land. It is, just over there. So it'll be just past this hill. So coming a bit to our left. More power here. Oh, we'll come straight over it and set up. Probably going to be easier for us. So just across this bit of land. And we'll be right there at Surgeon Arrows. So Charlie Alpha Golf 9. Then we'll be on to Blind Channel. Charlie Alpha Golf 6. And that's Charlie Alpha Yankee 3 for Refuge Cove. Refuge Cove, even. Now, again, this is free. This is freeware. This is the thing that I'm trying to get across to you guys. Is it is free, and to get a 206 back, that's a great functional, really nice model. At the wheeled, has a cargo pod option, has tundra tire options. So much customizability of the avionics. It looks good. I'm shocked there aren't more repaints to the 206 yet. I'm shocked that it's not been jumped all over. But the original version was a little bit bland. This beta though is absolutely solid. It really kind of pushes the extra limit to where it should be. It makes it a fantastic add-on. Just that panel improvement was huge for me. It was the bit that really kind of let me down a little bit on the original. Now, looks great. Right, that'll be us just over there to the left, so... we'll drop it down and we'll come in for an approach. I think it's going to be at that narrow section there. Would be in the name, of course. Surgeon Arrows. In fact, is it behind us? I don't think that's it. That's it behind us there, right. Okay. So we'll do the 180, we'll come back in. Winds are pretty low right now, so we should be just fine. Nice and easy. Drop it in a keyhole. Okay. So it'll help kill our speed as we come around this 180 degree turn. It's a corner, but it's not really a corner, is it? Bring the flaps in. Power's back. Let it settle down. Eyes on the prize. Let's kill a bit of this speed, shall we? Let's slip a float plane. Why not? Straighten up. There we go. Not bad. Not bad at all. Little skippy, but not bad at all. That could have been a lot worse. That could have been much, much worse. Okay. Just pretend we're not going to talk about the fact I just side-slipped a float plane on approach because I was too high and too fast. We don't talk about my sketchy ass flying. I prefer to consider myself as dangerous. Obviously, don't do stupid crap in real life. It is bad for your health. Right. We're close enough to call this a W. So I'm going to turn us around here and get us out back into the channel. And we'll head on towards Charlie Alpha Golf 6. No need to dock twice. Alright, let's put that in, shall we? Damn it, I could have changed to 1. There we go, 18 nautical miles away. So, we'll go 1 notch at the flaps. And we get that hop, skip and a hump. Try and ease back on the controls here. Better, better. Okay. Good girl. I hope those were retracted. If I took off with a... I did. Float plane 101. Don't take off or land with your water rudders out. That's why it's quite hard to see down here. That's why I like having the handle type so it's up there. because otherwise it's hard to see them and work out if it actually got retracted or not. It's out of sight, out of mind down there. I can't see it, so I don't think about it. You hit the water rudders whilst you're at a very high speed, you can flip the plane. We're turning too suddenly, you don't want to do that. Alright, we'll climb up here, we'll get ourselves into a good position and we'll just level out. I do hope 2024 has much better water effects. That is one thing I'll be very, very vocal about if they don't. So, hopefully this 2024 will be our salvation for us floaters who really enjoy the ocean. One can always hope, right? Right, we're set to GPS mode there, so that's fine. So it should be a case of nav. Are we engaged? I don't think we're engaged. Did we engage? Oh, we did. There we go. It's actually hooking on there. That's going to neutralise us at whatever altitude we're currently at while I get things set up here. Just nice and relaxing moment to enjoy a nice plane. Bring that map down. Bring that a little bit aft of Rich. And that should be a little bit further forward. Fantastic. So by the time you watch this video, I will be cozily in... I've got flaps out still. I'll be cozily in Ireland. Doing Irish things. Angel is heading to the Emerald Isle, where she will be visiting family. And going to see AC/DC. Rock and roll. And then hopefully... a lot of mountain biking too. Lots of mountain biking. Angel does love a good mountain bike. Head up to Dublin Wicklow Mountains to go mountain biking, go see AC/DC, have 10 days of rest and relaxation. It'll be wonderful. Need to go shopping and visit my favourite comic book store in Ireland. Big shout out to Big Bang Comics, they are fantastic. If you're over in Dundrum, go visit them, they are amazing. Biggest independent comic book store in Ireland. I am not being paid to say that. I will go every time I'm in the country. I'll say a passing wave to Mr. Murphy, by the way. I believe he's in that particular area, so... Sal has definitely done a very impressive job with this aircraft. I'm very, very impressed. Compared to what we got as the freeware version initially, which was great, by the way. Like, no doubt about it. It was fantastic. It has just gotten... so good. So good. It's such a difference that it's added these things now. It's added so much more to the aircraft in terms of what's on offer and what's actually capable. In terms of what changes, he doesn't have a list of changes for it just yet. But there will be some instructions on that in the next couple of days. We will see those things. And yes, there is actually a camera for it, so that'll be... yes, water rudder handle there between the seats. I forgot he was going to tell me that, so that is the thing. And that's Burke, the texture artist who did the panel textures. And Bagaloo, who did the 172 stuff, did do the floats. They're from his 172 but stretched. he definitely put the showing the co-pilot feature in, so Captain Whiskers can come along. Absolutely, totally just for him. Not for anything else whatsoever. Got 4 minutes from Blind Channel here. Not far at all. I'll include the link to these sceneries, by the way, and add these various fisheries and seaplane terminals and bases around here. So you'll be able to enjoy those as well. And don't forget, of course, the back of this aircraft does allow some customization in it when it comes to configuration here. So, of course, we do have our cargo in the baggage area. We can remove the aft seats, of course, and put stuff in there. You can remove the centre seats and put stuff in there. What have we got in there? Okay, we've got that. Yeah, we've got more stuff in the boot. Put stuff in the back here. Oh, we've got the back seats are back in now. Hey, this is limo mode. Look at that, that'd be great. I'm going to sit back here and enjoy my flight. Look at this. It's like sitting in a stretch limo, but it's an aeroplane. to ride back here. If I get warm, I can pop the doors open. It's fantastic. Yeah, totally safe to do this. Yeah. Definitely would totally work in flight. Yeah, we've got a paddle. I do like a good paddle. Now, if we could paddle this around like the Wilga, this would be the ultimate 206 seaplane. But honestly, having Tundra, having a belly pod, having wheels, and having everything else with this, I am as happy as you can get. Pretty sure you couldn't manage to make me any happier. There we go, that's a bunch of proper cargo in the back there. Take up the whole space. Yeah, couldn't be happier. Any improvements on this, they're just a bonus. And again, this is free. People paid money for worse than this. Considerable money. Yeah, the float touchdown points aren't phenomenal, but I've seen far worse. So, grand scheme of things, actually acceptable, given how some sim aircraft are. And they're released. As I said, this is still a beta version, so there will be changes coming to it. Not done. Not completely. But it is certainly looking pretty fantastic. It will be available for you to download for free soon. I will link to the original version that's available on flightsim.to for you in the description along with the airports. And like I said, this version with the amphibs and the new panel will be coming along very soon. So watch this space. I can't get enough of this. I'll be flying this a lot. In fact, I have been flying this a lot in my off time when I'm not recording. It is my baby. I love the 206. If I could own one plane, realistically own a plane, it would be a 206. Give me an Amphib 206 and I'd be happy. I could take one of these on a vacation in the Canadian wilderness for a month or two. I'd love it. Probably need somewhere to get fuel, but yeah, you manage, don't you? Right, so Blind Channel is just over this crest here. And we'll be popping down, turning around to the south and coming back up to land. And then we will dock. So no major drama. Is it as cool a float plane as the Beaver? No. But the Beaver is iconic. You can't really replace the Beaver. This, however, is pretty darn good. Right. Let's bring home the bacon with a good one, shall we? Right, Blind Channel is just over there. Just between the two reinforcing struts on the windshield. So we'll drop down to our left, turn around and put it down. There we go. Nice and easy. This is my country. I love this place. I love flying in this area. It's been my favourite for years. Ever since the Orbex scenery came out in the FSX days, the Return to Misty Moorings sceneries, of course, for this whole region. That was my jam. I remember sticking the interior of the Aerosoft, or the exterior of the wheeled Aerosoft Beaver with the interior of the default Beaver in the sim together, and having a wheeled Beaver with a decent VC, because the Aerosoft VC sucked. Flying the regular MSFS stock one, that thing was awesome too. The Coronado 185 on floats was phenomenal. The 206 on floats, that was my go-to. My first actual texture work in the sim, when I learned to do texture work in the sim, was on the Coronado 206. I redid the bump mapping, normal maps on the exterior. I redid the actual textures and made them higher quality and higher definition. And I even redid a bunch of the interior textures, including the panel, which, considering I had no UVW map, was, and I'm bouncing like a porpoising here. Let's hold the nose a little bit longer. There we go. Flaps up. Stop us bouncing quite as hard. Hold the float's noses higher. We're definitely not having as good a landing this time. Let's get the speed down before we put the water rudders in. Hold the controls into my tummy. Water rudders are in. Turn it around. Right, all the way back for those controls. And we'll just plow taxi here. Over towards Blind Channel dock. But no, it was, of course, it was, yeah, the Coronado 206. My first exterior texture, my first interior work. I had no UVW map, so I had to do all by hand, all by guesswork and copying what they did, or adjusting it. I'd load in, I'd have to readjust things by a certain amount of room. actually placing the shadow behind the instruments, which were 2D texture instruments at the time, by the way. Those are 2D gauges. They were a pained texture behind. Adding instruments, I added the 2D, of course, 530, 430 stack in there. I cut my teeth on that model. It was my favourite. It was my go-to. I loved it. I did my first livery. I haven't done a livery in FS 2020 yet. I don't know how to do it in this sim. I haven't had time to learn. And I would love to put my old Campbell Aviation livery on this 206, and that would be my go-to forever. I might redesign it though. It was a bit simple at the time. But here we are. Where's the correct dock for us here? I've had enough individual rambling. I think we're going straight ahead. We are, yes. Canadian, Ukrainian, American, French, German. Nice. I do like the fact that parking brake actually does stop you. Like an anchor. Trying to get turned around here is becoming more of a challenge than I thought. I might be able to turn around easier to the left I can. There we go. Come on. Get squiggling. There we go. That's what we needed. Bring her in here alongside the jetty. Come on, is it going to coast enough? Have I looked like a pro here? Cutting out the engine when I'm close enough? Will I fall short? Will I have to take a dive? We step out here on the float. Oh, like a glove. Like a glove. Look at that. Look at that. Put the brake on. Like a glove. Did I nail that? I nailed that. You could have been on the float. You could have stepped onto the dock. You could have pulled us alongside here and fueled up. Perfection. Absolute perfection. Forget the fact it's clipping. No one cares. Well, this is a winner in my book, and this is still a beta. So with the changes made and the improvements fixed to it, it's free, but you get payware level stuff. It's insane. Big shout out to Sal, to Burke, and to Bagaloo for the work on this one and the contributions. This thing's a winner. I am in love. It's my favourite plane. And it is actually really well done. I'd have been disappointed if it was bad. You saw how I reacted to the hurricane. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.